Coming up next on Adventurer, in his own words, the late great Sir Edmund Hillary recalls his historic climb of Mount Everest. Stay tuned. Welcome to Adventurer, the show with people who truly push their lives to the limits. No talking heads here, just the real deals. I'm your host, Jim Clash. Sir Edmund Hillary, one of the greatest adventurers of modern time, passed away last week at age 88. In 1953, he and climbing partner Tenzing Norgay were the first to reach the top of the world's highest peak, 29,035-foot Mount Everest. Once they showed it could be done, of course, hundreds followed in their footsteps, but Hillary and Norgay were the first. Following Hillary's death on January 10th, much has been said on newscasts and written in print. I could babble on here, but more interesting for you, I think, is the chance to hear Hillary, in his own humble words, describe his amazing achievement. Following are excerpts from an interview I conducted with him in 1996. At the time, I didn't have a video camera, but I did have a tape recorder.
Well, there have been obviously enormous changes. I mean, I really feel that we were the lucky ones way back in 1953. In those days, we had challenges to overcome that hadn't been met before. Nobody had been to the top. And it meant that during the whole course of our expedition, we were having to establish the route ourselves. And we had this constant concern, perhaps, that we didn't really know whether it was physically possible to reach the summit, because quite a lot of expeditions had tried before and had not been successful. To me, it would have been extremely depressing to have been 24th or something in the line on the Hillary step. I had the good fortune to be the first person to climb the Hillary step.
Okay.
There were no footsteps on it.
What was your motivation?
I think our motivation was that it was a big challenge.
Yes.
It hadn't been done. We had a strong team spirit. We thought we were capable of handling most problems. But in the early stages on the mountain, I was never confident that we were going to get to the top. Yes. Lots of people had tried and hadn't been able to get up, but we were going to give it everything we had. That was our attitude. And it wasn't really until I got to the top of what is now called the Hillary Step, that quite close to the summit, that I realized or was confident that we were just going to set foot on the top of the mountain. And so I just hacked my line of steps up the last 40 feet or so, and we were on top of the mountain. Well, I think my major feeling was not one of exaltation, and I didn't jump around and throw my hands in the air or anything like that. I think my feeling was much more one of considerable satisfaction, because people had tried before without success, and we'd worked pretty hard on it.
Yeah.
And here, finally, Tenzing and I were standing on top of the world. It was a pretty good feeling, actually, but sort of subdued. I was still very much aware of the fact that we still had to get safely down again, and Tenzing was too. So, you know, I put my hand out to shake with Tenzing in a rather typical old sort of Anglo-Saxon way. But that wasn't enough for him. He threw his arms around my shoulders, gave me a hug, and I gave him a hug, and all the rest of it. So we had a sort of warm moment, as it were, on the summit of the mountain. I think he was probably more excited about getting there than I was. I personally do not think I'm a great gift to the world, I can assure you. I think I've been very fortunate. I think I've been physically robust and had quite a lot of motivation. I think probably the most worthwhile things I've done is not on mountains or in the Antarctic, but have been doing projects for my friends, the Sherpa people.
The hospitals?
Hospitals and schools, 27 schools we have now established. And those are the things that I would like to be, remembered for.
Well, there you have it. Sir Ed, you are a hero in every sense of the word. Courage, humility, character, poise. There aren't many of you left in this celebrity-infatuated, famous-for-nothing, cash-is-king world that we live in today. Thanks for your great example. You truly were the real deal. Jim Clash, Forbes.com Video Network.